hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another movie review. So, today, grab your coins and grab your mushrooms and whatever other power-ups they introduce, was because we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie that just released last week. I actually went to go see it today, well, at least on the day I'm recording this, which is on Friday. So I went to go see the movie in theaters. This is a movie I really want to see, so I went to see it in theaters, and we're going to talk about it. So, for starters, as always, I'm not a professional movie reviewer or movie critic or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a really good time with this movie. I feel like definitely a really solid movie, and a movie that if you see it, I think you'll definitely enjoy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's talk about it. So for those of you who've seen these reviews before, you kind of already know how this works. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I disliked about the movie. Starting with what I liked. This movie has quite a bit going for it. For starters, there's the animation. The animation for this movie is really solid. Of course, this is Illumination Entertainment, which have a pretty decent track record, at least when it comes to animation, with stuff like the Despicable Me movies, or like the Grinch, or what have you. And I feel like they definitely made Mario and Friends look good in this movie. Everything looks somewhat realistic, but also in kind of like a cartoony sense, and I feel like for the most part it kind of balances out between that realistic and cartoony kind of look for all the characters here. Everything looks gorgeous. The color palette they use looks really solid, and differentiates a lot of the different locations that our characters travel to. Really balance well with each other, and so this movie just looks absolutely gorgeous. Seeing the power-ups and how they're depicted in the movie is also really cool. Well, in some cases paying homage to its source material, which is of course the Super Mario Brothers video games, but also kind of giving it kind of a movie flavor, or translating it well onto the big screen, which they definitely pull off really well. Even with the soundtrack, some familiar sounds, you'll recognize a lot of the tracks, but kind of given a different twist in order to fit the movie and everything. So the soundtrack and the visuals were really solid. As for the characters, I think the characters are pretty well done. I've talked about how I thought it would be kind of difficult to do a movie about Mario, because at least in the games he doesn't have too much of a personality, but thankfully they've given Mario and Friends very distinct personalities, which are some personalities that are kind of hinted at in the game but are really explored here. We have the Mario Brothers, which of course are Mario and Luigi. I'm surprised they didn't bring up the fact that Mario is the last name of the brothers as well. So yes, that means Mario is Mario, and Luigi is Luigi Mario. But nevertheless, we have the Mario Brothers. There's of course brothers very close. Mario, very bold, persevering, wanting to help his brother and everything. Luigi, somewhat cowardly. We see him develop to become a bit more brave later on in the movie. We have Peach, who's the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. Kind of cool, very fierce, very bold. Then we have Bowser, big, evil, fearsome, but also a bit of a simp. And go figure. Which something you probably could have picked up on, considering how many times he's kidnapped Peach throughout the years in the games, and even almost married her, and apparently he may or may not have impregnated her, if Super Mario Sunshine is to be believed. But then we have the Koopas, Goombas, we have the Toad residents, and a main Toad that accompanies Mario and Peach. It's supposed to be implied that's Captain Toad, but it looks like regular Toad. The blue and red Toad, of course. then we have the Kongs. We have Donkey Kong, as well as his father Cranky Kong. They also reference Diddy and Dixie Kong as well, as well as other Kongs. Some that I might have missed as they were interacting with the Kongs and everything. So a lot of the characters are established, given a lot of time to shine, and constant presence throughout the movie. And how the characters are presented, I think is done pretty well. And their character arcs and everything, we see a lot of the stuff that they go through, and it does help to keep the movie chugging along. There's not too many like slow down points. There are just a couple, but for the most part, everything is kept moving, which is really nice. And I think it's really, really good that they're able to keep things moving and keep things chugging along. Nothing feels like it's stalling too much, which is really, really good. And even the voice actors, I think, their parts really well, especially Chris Pratt. I know a lot of people were concerned about Chris Pratt voicing Mario, but I think he did a pretty good job. It's not like too over the top. It's a bit hit more on the mellow side, and I feel like Chris Pratt does get a lot of hate, which is weird. I don't mind Chris Pratt. I think he's pretty cool, but he does a pretty decent job. And there's some other notable names as well, including Jack Black as Bowser, or Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, etc. Bowser even gets a musical number, Peaches, which apparently is potentially in the nomination for an Oscar. So go figure. Whether or not it'll actually win, and I'm not sure, but yeah, it's in nomination for an Oscar, which I think some people do forget Jack Black was in the band, of course, Tenacious D, but nevertheless, I think the characters for the most part are pretty well done, and the way they mix with the animation and everything, I think is very well presented. Like I said, visuals look nice, soundtrack looks nice. The characters, I think, are done pretty well, and there's stuff for almost everyone, whether you're a fan of the Mario franchise or video games or not. There's a lot of references, like for people who don't get the references, they are kind of funny. And just kind of like haha jokes, but for those of us who get it, we're like, oh, that's a neat little reference, such as like the theme when they get the superstar, or like the fire flower, and Peach, his outfit changing to like the white and red design when she gets the fire flower, or we got stuff like Mario and Donkey Kong's rivalry and everything, including and we even have like Pauline as the mayor, or construction stuff. Of course, the major one, Mario and Luigi being plumbers. There's even referencing the Super Mario Brothers Super Show intro in the plumbing commercial. So just all pretty good stuff. The references peppered throughout help to kind of breathe some life into the movie even more. So I think that's pretty well done. In terms of what I didn't really like about the movie as much, for starters, I feel like the references are a bit too. The movie can get a little reference heavy. Sometimes it was where there is like some references just for the sake of references, but it can get a little reference heavy. I get it, because it's supposed to be a Mario movie and they're supposed to keep things moving that way, but it can get a bit reference heavy. And I think they do lean into like the Bowser wants to be with Peach side a little bit too much. Almost it's like I said, kind of sim territory for Bowser. He's still mostly fearsome, and it's hard to make him not fearsome with his size and everything. But I think they can lean into the simpery side of Bowser a little bit too much for my liking. But otherwise, pretty decent movie. I do recommend checking it out. Another thing I do have to mention, some of the plots, or I should say, some like the lessons or kind of the moral that they show throughout the movie of sticking together, overcoming odds, can get a little bit ham-fisted, but otherwise I think it's relatively well done. But yeah, it is a movie I do recommend you checking out and everything. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Leave in the comments below your reaction to the movie. my review of the movie? Did you like dislike the movie? Did you like dislike the movie? Did you like dislike my review of the movie? And I will see you guys later. Peace.